Do you have sweaty balls or volleyball netty balls? It's time to make them ready balls. The Manscaped.com Lawnmower 3.0 will do the job and clean your knob with its patented no-nick head, so your head will function as desired. Enter promo code WrestlingFuture for a generous 20% discount. That's enter WrestlingFuture for a 20% discount. Manscaped.com and Wrestling with the Future, going balls to the walls with Manscaped.com and the Lawnmower 3.0. Your balls will thank you, and so will we.
Legends live at Wrestling with the Future. Hello, everybody. Angelo DeCipio here, along with the Happy Haberdasher, Dan the Man Sebastiano. And tonight is a time capsule in wrestling history. Nothing short of legendary. We are joined by the iconic, the legendary Dominic DeNucci. And to walk us through this journey is a friend of the show and a friend of Dominic, our dear friend, Nikita Berezhnikov. Nikki, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing great, and I'm just going to be so happy to say we welcome Dominic for all the years he's given us all he's got wrestling-wise. Dominic, you amore. Okay, there you go.
That's all right. Hey, listen, why did you guys wait that long?
I had to wait my turn. I told everybody the story earlier. I had to wait my turn. Crazy.
But you know,
oh God.
You know the truth. What a couple of weeks, I don't know, probably about a month ago, somebody called me, and he said you the only one left. And I said to him, what's your name? He didn't want to tell me. It was from, I think it was from down the south. And I said, well, what do you want from me? Well, no, he said, I don't want anything. The only thing I'm going to ask you, he said, because you been all over the world. I said, how do you know? And he said, because I was a magazine writer, and I know all the places you've been. I said, oh, shit, you're worse than my mom.
Well, speaking of magazine writers, Dominic, I spoke to our friend Bill Apter today, and Bill said, I invited Bill on the show, and of course he was busy doing his thing. And Bill wanted me to tell you hello, and that he loves you and he misses you, and to send his regards. So from Bill Apter to Dominic,
Bill Apter, oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. But thank you for all the time you've given to Pro Wrestling Illustrated and Bill Apter and his magazines. And Bill says hi.
Yes. I appreciate that. That's nice for you guys too, but for everybody.
Well, I want to tell everybody about who Dominic DeNucci is. So, and we have a couple of young people that occasionally stray into the show. Dominic DeNucci is a Italian-American pro wrestler and trainer whose students include the likes of Mick Foley, Shane Douglas, Cody Michaels, Preston, Steele, and Brian Hildebrand. Dominic emigrated from Italy to Nova Scotia in 1953 to train as a pro wrestler in Montreal. He made his pro wrestling debut in 1958 in Montreal and wrestled extensively in Montreal and Ottawa, Ontario. His early ring names included the Masked Marvel, Dominic Bravo, along with the original DINO BRAVO.
And that was his real name, DINO BRAVO.
Oh, was okay. I was going to ask you about
my
that,
name
too.
was fake over there because they said that brother, but I was not. But he's from North Italy, and his name is, that's where it is.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that, too. And you are also closely associated with another famous Italian-American from the Pittsburgh area, a gentleman named Bruno Sammartino, who Nikita and I were fortunate enough to know. We'll talk a
And,
little bit about him tonight, too.
no,
Dominic
listen,
DeNucci was
listen.
one of the very first.
When you mention the name of Bruno Sammartino,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to cry, but I hang on.
Well, I may do
Bruno,
it for you, Dominic. I got news for you, brother.
Bruno was, do not find a man like that anymore in the world.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, Bruno was
Absolutely
something unbelievable. Yeah.
Dominic DeNucci was also one of the first exports of American wrestlers to go to Australia, along with the likes of Ray the Crippler Stevens and Killer Kowalski, where they drew nothing but money. And he was over like Rover. Ladies and gentlemen, the legend, the icon, a wrestling survivor. In fact, he may be the sole survivor. Would you please welcome officially to the show, the legendary Dominic DeNucci?
Well, thank you
Welcome.
very much.
How are you, brother?
Not too bad for an old man.
There you go. I got news for you, bro. You
know,
look
I've been
great.
okay. Today, I've been outside. And where I live here, I got a little piece of land here, and I think I work about 10 hours.
Wow.
Because my wife had passed away. I'm by myself, and my daughter, she was on vacation. They left Saturday, and so I was by myself. No, I'm not by myself. I got the cat.
Hey.
But anyway, I do the best I can. But I remember what I did and where, because they said, one guy from Florida called me. He said, "You the only one been all over the world."
Yeah.
And I said, "Come on, don't do that." He said, "Yeah." And he said, "I will tell you because I got them in the paper everywhere." But he was
you know
right.
what, Dominic? There's a lot of truth to that, brother. I'm gonna tell you something. It's not these guys today, and Nikita can tell you, it's not like it was back in the old days. You guys put some miles on.
Yes.
You guys traveled. These guys now, they don't understand what a car ride is like. They don't understand what a 24-hour flight is like to Australia.
Right.
But I think the guy now, they don't know what the wrestling is.
You're exactly right. And that's a very good segue. Dan, why don't you talk to the legend about what the hell happened to our wrestling? And then I'm going to let Nikki jump in.
That's actually a great starting point. You were just talking about working in the yard. I mean, there's people a third your age couldn't do that. And I'm curious if I don't know your knowledge of the current product, but you're in your 80s, still kicking. Bruno was still kicking to the very end. I mean, a lot of you guys from your generation really had staying power physically. You have wrestlers today that retire at 40 and are, can't walk, or guys in their 30s that can't remember their wives' names because of all the flippy shit and the craziness. I'm curious what your thoughts are in how, as the product evolved, the lifespan of a professional wrestler shortened significantly.
Well, the thing is, probably you guys or the people don't believe, but when you wrestle, if you have a good wrestler in the ring, listen, you take a body slam and take all of that stupid thing, but it's not stupid. That's the way it was. And you will ruin your body. Right now, on my age, I go to YMCA 4 times a week to straighten up my legs and everything else. And then I go to the steam or the sun and all everything, so I feel better. But the pain, when you get up in the morning, there's always someone is a pain there.
Dominic, is that always a reminder of the career you've had?
Well, yeah, I know, because I receive a letter. I receive a letter every day, man, to this, what you did, what you've been, and you're a good wrestler. I don't know. I was a wrestler like anybody else, but I did the main thing, sir. If you're a good wrestler and you're not drawing enough people, you're nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Well, I
you
got
don't mean
news for you.
nothing.
You were more than a good wrestler. Let's just set the record straight here. Okay, you were one of the best. You're a guy who didn't understand the word stop. Your endurance in matches. I saw a match today with Dominic DeNucci and Davey O'Hannon from the Philadelphia Spectrum.
Yeah.
1980. You guys went for almost 40 minutes at a house show. That doesn't happen anymore, Dominic.
Oh, of course not. No, I tell you what. I don't should say this, but last year there was a place where you got invited. It was probably about 300 or 400 people, and now we're on the stage, 6 guys, 6 boys from Pennsylvania, from Pittsburgh, and some other, and it was 2 guys, and two wife. They get up, and they said to me, Mr. Denucci, can you get up from the chair? I said, yes. And I stand there, and I started asking a question. And then the question, probably after 15 minutes, she said to me, what do you think, and the man, her and her husband, what do you think the television wrestling today? Now, I couldn't say, probably I said to the guy who was with me in the car there, I said, I think I was wrong. I don't should say that. But then I lie. Because I said, what you see on the television, and I said, it's a garbage. And I mean, every person in that building, they get up and scream and they claps and everything. And then when we got in the car, the guy said to me, see? He said, see what happened? You said one thing. I said, but I couldn't say the other way because I don't want to lie.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like if you ask me, you ever been drunk? And I'll tell you, no, I never been drunk in my life. And sometimes, just last week, a couple of guys said, come on, you were taking this, you were doing that. I said, hey, kiss my ass. If you want to listen, I'll tell you the truth. I never lied in my life, okay? I said, well, I'm sorry, but so I said, if not, I'll punch you right in the nose.
Well, you don't survive 7 consecutive decades in professional wrestling. And by the way, that's a fact. Dominic DeNucci wrestled 7 consecutive decades from the 50s to 2012. That's,
yes.
You can check that out. That's absolutely real. The only other person, Dominic, that I know, and in fact, I know this person very well, the only other person that comes close to you is my dear friend, handsome Jimmy Valiant.
Oh, Jimmy Valiant, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Jimmy wrestled 7 decades as well. Began his career, of course, in the late 50s, early 60s. Let's talk a little bit about where your career's taken you. You are a guy who you put some miles on in the cars and in the airplanes. One of the things I said at the beginning of the show was that you wrestled extensively and were huge over in Australia. Talk to me about what is the appeal of Australia as back in the early 60s, late 50s.
Yes, it was Jim Barnett.
Yes, sir.
Over there.
Yes, sir.
And I spent one winter in Calgary, Canada. It's a couple of times. It was 50 below zero. And some of the guy was saying to me, God damn, because we were going, I walked into the gym. Oh, it was probably a 300 yard. But I always tried to be in good shape. I
Right.
go to the gym or whatever it is every day, and I'm still going down. But Australia, when I got there, I got some couple good boy. One man from there, I can't remember his name, and he said to me, "Geez, Dominic," he said, "slow down, relax a little bit." No, I said, "I'm new here. If I have to stay here, I have to do what I want to do." And I stayed 1 year. The first time I stayed 1 year there.
That's
And
remarkable.
then they sent me to San Francisco, Roy Shire. The guy from there that said that you go to San Francisco because they promote talking to each other. He said you stay a couple of months there and then you come back here. Now, this is a fact because I'm not lying.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, Roy Shire, we were in Sacramento doing the television, and he said to me after they finished, he said, "I want to talk to you, but not in the front of the boys." Now I said, "I don't know what the hell you want," but anyway, I said, "Okay, what is it?" When I finished, he said, "You wanted me to tell you what he said?" But I
Yes,
can't
sir.
because
We want to hear
because-
everything.
no, because the people listen, you know.
It's
not
wide
nice.
open, Dominic. Go ahead. Wide open.
This is a no kayfabe zone. There are no language parameters. Nikki will tell you we let it fly here.
The son of a bitch said everything here, Dominic. Go ahead.
But anyway, so Roy Shire, I said, he said to me, "Dominic, I want to see you." After we were in Sacramento, after we did the TV. And I said, "Now I was there by 19 days. And I was supposed to stay 2 months in San Francisco, or 3. And he said, Roy Shire, God rest his soul. He said, that fucking fag called me this morning at 2 o'clock.
Jesus.
Jim Barnett.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. I said, well, what do they want? What do they want? I just come back here. I only been here not 20 days yet. And he said to me, he looked at me, Roy Shire, and he said, Dominic, you know better. I said, well, I know. I said, I only been here 19 days, 18 days. You know, I want to stay a couple of months. And he said, why do they want you to go back? And he said, you know that, not you. Well, I said, probably I know, but he said, the guy who uses that language, he said, because you were drawing the fucking money.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I
Brother,
said, oh, okay.
I heard you drew some crazy bank in Australia.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
And then I
money.
go, the second time I go, I stay another year there.
Well,
They didn't want me
yeah.
to leave, you know.
A lot of people don't know this, Dominic. I'm going to smarten everybody up a little bit. If you've never been to Australia, there is a huge Italian population in Australia.
Yeah.
There used to be, I don't know what it's like now, but there used to be a huge Italian population there. But,
Yes.
you know, somebody like, that's why Dominic and people like Bruno Sammartino traveled extensively back and forth to Australia. There's a lot of Italians there, and they spent crazy money on you.
Because the Melbourne is more Italian people, not Sydney. But Sydney have after that. But Melbourne is a guy is 50-50 with the
Hey, watch.
Yeah.
Dominic.
We have a special guest on the line for you, Dominic. This gentleman joins us from the middle of Texas. You might remember him as Beautiful Bruce Swayze.
Are you kidding me?
He's here. He's here.
How you doing, kid?
Hello, Dominic.
How are you?
Oh my God, it's nice to hear your voice. I'm okay. It's been a lot of years. I've had my lumps and a few things, but I'm doing all right. I'm getting by okay. I'm living here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I have a home here, and everything's okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. At my age, I'm doing pretty good. I go not now. I'm not going to push them, but I go between 3 times and 4 times. I go at the YMCA workout. At the winter time and the summertime. In summertime, because I live in the country, I walk a little bit, and I keep them in good shape. But I got sick a couple of months ago, and I lost some weight right now. Remember, I was weighing 240, or sometime a little more. At this time last week, my daughter, she weighed me. I said, okay, how much? She said to me, I don't think I'm going to tell you.
What is it?
I said, why? I know I'm light. I lost weight. I was 212 pounds.
Wow.
Well, that's a good weight. That's a wonderful weight.
And I said, my God, I said. But I did what? I was sick for a little bit. I was in the hospital 6 days, but I'm okay.
That's beautiful.
We all kind of go through that. I went from 222, 223, 25. I got up a little higher than that one time, and my weight today is 190. I've had my knees replaced.
Good for you.
I have what they call a TBI. I have that.
Yeah.
And but I'm doing all right. I can't complain too much, and
we do the best we can. Because we're not the boss. They're the boss up there.
Dominic, when was the last time you? When was the last time you spoke to Bruce, Dominic?
Last time where?
The last time you spoke to Bruce. How long ago?
Oh my God, I don't know.
Many years.
In Vegas at the cauliflower.
Really, I will lie because I don't remember all of them.
Well, I don't remember everything either, but I do remember that because you and I had a wonderful conversation. I got some pictures of you and I taken there, and that was
who's better looking in the picture?
Yeah, you're still good looking. What the hell? You were the man. You were the.
No, but I got the wrong nose.
Bruce, would you tell that story to everybody that you shared with me off the air about the match you had with Dominic?
Well, but one of my first matches many years. This is 50 years ago now. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not even. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it was 40. I don't know. But we were working in a tag match, and I was with my partner was Abdullah, and we were working with Dominic, and I think Tony Parisi, and I got the tag in to win with Dominic, and we got Dominic going pretty good, and then I threw a boot. Do you remember this, Dominic? And
Yep. I remember.
You said, "You son of a bitch." I'll never forget that. If you come out of that like a wild animal, and I said, "Holy shit, I'm running for my life." I jumped over the ropes out into the crowd, and the people were going nuts. But you said, "You son of a bitch, you." I'll never forget that. I remember like yesterday. I don't remember everything, but I remember that.
I have to say, I don't know if you guys would agree, but on that time, the boys, the wrestler, and everything was a different time.
Yeah.
When you go in the ring, it's a wrestling.
Yeah.
There's no other thing. You wrestle. That's the deal.
Yeah.
But today I watch. Oh my God! I don't want to say. I watch more at night a couple of times. I don't know Vince McMahon or whatever. What a disgrace it is to the wrestling.
It's a whole
horrible.
ball game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely horrible. Well, I got news for you. My co-host Dan and I, and Nikita will tell you, we've talked about it. We don't pull any punches on this show. We think it's shit. We think it's getting worse by the week. It's horrible. It doesn't even resemble. Professional wrestling anymore.
Yeah, no.
Nikki, you want to pick up on that with you, Dominic, and Bruce?
Yes. Hey, Bruce, this is Nikita Brezhnikov. How you doing, brother?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad, kid.
Good. Hey, I tell you what. You know, Dominic, in your time, and because I grew up watching you, and on the East Coast, you know, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, New York, Philadelphia, but it was believable because you guys went out there, you got hit with a chair, you done. You didn't get up and say, okay, I'm Superman. Now you hit me with the table. And okay, you give the finishing move. They jump up and they run away. It's like, come on, man. People are watching this. They want to believe it, but they make it today. It's too stupid. It's cartoon would be an improvement today. It's that dumb.
Well, let me put it this way here. They don't come in climbing through the ropes and try to catch you or shoot you like they used to do back in our day.
Exactly.
We've shot at in Akron, Ohio. My love brothers got shot at the night before that, or the week before that. The guy tried to cut me. I got maced in Rochester, and if it wasn't for Pampero Purple, I think they'd have killed me. I was in there with the Rougeos from Montreal, Eric the Red, and I, and all hell broke loose. But you don't see that anymore. It's not.
Oh, I know.
You know, we had the fans to a point of frenzy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh, we know all about that, Bruce. There was
if people don't believe, they don't
our
care.
young Nikki, Nikita and I were talking about this before we went on the air. Our guest of honor here, this young man, Mr. DeNucci, started a riot at the Hamburg Fieldhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Dominic? You and Victor Rivera against the Blackjacks.
Yes.
Oh my God!
You know,
Oh my God! I think I have just 1 second. There's somebody got a car. You hear the light,
Yes.
the bell.
Yes.
I want to see who's coming in. I hope you don't have a gun, son of a bitch.
No.
If I could grab it for the ball, you're gonna lose the gun.
Hey, shove it up the ass, Dominic.
Are you still in Pennsylvania or where?
Yes. Yeah, because my wife had died, and now I'm by myself. And I have a daughter, but she's on vacation. She's in Florida, somewhere for 3 or 4 days, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm by myself. I have a cat. Before I did have a dog, and he got hit by a car that died. But I'm by myself. But at my age, what the hell am I gonna do?
Well,
you know. Somebody said to me, well, why don't you find some woman with you? I said, what am I going to do with it? My thing don't come up anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Come here.
We live quite a life, quite a run.
Hold on. The door's locked. Hold on.
And the trips, road trips, so everything, you know. And so many of our buddies now are not around with us, you know. I mean, 99% of them are not there anymore. Dominic, that we traveled with, you know, and ran with. And all the guys from when we were in Buffalo and Pittsburgh and stuff, not many left, huh?
Bruce, while I got you on the phone here, why?
Hey, I'm back.
Why don't promotions allow heat to exist anymore?
I
why?
can't answer that.
Yeah,
nobody. Now, you know.
Nobody knows how to get heat, and people are afraid to get heat. I don't get it.
Well, they do a different game now. It's a whole different animal now.
But what happened to the storytelling? There's no storytelling.
There's no angles, no storytelling.
Exactly.
They do, and you know, I'm not going to throw stones because, you know, some of these guys are making millions of dollars now, and you know, I mean, you got to look at it realistically. They're in the entertainment business. They're making a lot of money now. back in our time, we were fortunate enough to have good years, and some we didn't, you know. So, and we pounded that highway every day. I mean, it was like no jet planes or stuff like that, you know. Well, towards the end there, we did a little bit, but most of the time we had to drive the trips and all. And nobody complained, really. That's the way it was, you know. So
I remember having just what you said. This prompted a conversation I had with the late Red Bastine. He was a friend of mine.
Yes, wonderful man.
Red Bastine had a conversation with me. We were sitting and talking about living out of your car, out of your suitcase, working every night, twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday, for sometimes $20, $25.
Yeah, that's the nature of the game. You know, it was TV, didn't pay anything, and that's just the way it was. I mean, in every territory, there was like 50 states or whatever, and 50 territories, and the guys bounced around. And a lot of them, you know, tried to get in the game. They never got that break. And I mean, I was fortunate enough to get booked, and I screwed up a little bit. I was a bad son of a bitch for a few years. But, you know, I got over it and got my head right, and things worked out, you know. But anyways, you know, I have no disrespect for the guys. I mean, God bless them. I wish them the best, and I hope for them, you know, and they stay healthy. That's the most important, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, yeah, that's for sure. And Dominic was a great worker, great performer, and he looked fantastic. You know?
Well, Dominic, what do you want to tell Bruce before we let him go? Because I have to let him go.
Well, you let him go because very soon I have to go through. I have to do something now.
Okay.
I hope him the best, and I hope me and him we should go at least close to 100.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. I'm all for it.
Bruce, thank you so much for joining us. I should tell people that we're going to have Bruce is going to have his own episode.
I think about you, Dominic, many times, and I hope everything's good, and maybe you never know, we might see each other.
Okay, and I hope we see you sometime soon.
Yeah, and all the best to you, your family, and
you too. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care, Bruce. Thank you.
Bye, Bruce.
Beautiful Bruce Swayze, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
that was
you
nice.
too. You give me some other day call because usually I'm home most of the time. Because Dave told me, he said he's a nice man. Are you a nice man?
I think I am. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
I'm a nice Italian boy.
You what?
Calabrese and Bruzzese.
Are you Calabrese?
Calabrese and Bruzzese. Yes, sir.
And Bruzzese. Okay.
Yep.
My
family is from Pizzaferrato, where Bruno's from.
Yeah. We have me about 20 minutes from Cambobas.
Ah.
The village where we come from called Frosolone.
Yes.
Yeah. And I want to go one more time, but I don't know now. All this shit's going on.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I heard that you went back to Australia.
Oh yes, I did a couple of years ago.
So you did. Yeah. What happened on that trip? Anything exciting happen?
Well, it was 6 guys, 2 from Japan, and Shane Douglas was there too. But the small places, and they didn't sell out nothing. I said, "What the hell is the matter with you guys?"
Wow.
So,
that's true. Nikki, talk to Dominic.
Yes. Dominic, one time I watched a match, and Vince McMahon Jr., you was wrestling Stan Stasiak in the Garden, and he said, you know, that Dominic DeNucci, he resembles Tony Bennett, the singer. I said, I'll be damned. Look at that. He does look like him.
That's funny.
You know, I'm not one. I don't want to say what I did when I left New York,
Oh, go ahead, Dominic. Tell us. Tell us, please.
We wrestled in New York, and then they give me a check. It actually was outside the football field.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, give me the check in New York, and I said, not this one, the old guy.
Yeah.
He said, here's the check, and I look, I said, what am I going to do with that? I said, and he said, well, you work a couple of days ago, couple of the night. I said, this your check? Oh, I said, yeah, that's all I make. I said, I think I'm going to find another job. And I
heard that. I heard that story, and you took the check, and you said to Vince McMahon Sr., you need it more than I do, and you shoved it in his pocket?
I put the check in his pocket and shirt,
yes,
and
sir.
I said, I hope you enjoy. Have a nice day, and left.
Yeah.
I left completely.
Heard that story. And Dominic, I heard also that Bobo Brazil and the Sheik killed the territory up there. You and Ernie Ladd ended up going to Buffalo and making crazy money up in Buffalo.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Talk to me about how easy it is for a promoter to kill a town with the same shit.
Oh, it's very easy because some of the promoter, they didn't know the business, and you can call them a bunch of assholes.
Yeah,
because the people want to see wrestling, and that time it was. Now it's not. But when all the time I did go, you especially if you're the main event, you go 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and you move your ass. But the people are happy, and next time they come.
Yeah.
But a lot of the boys, they don't want to do that. I'd say Australia. Australia, Melbourne, we sell out every Saturday night.
Yeah.
Sell out. And Sydney was a little hard. And Jim Barnett said to me, I can't sell, he said, my boy, I can't sell out here. I said, you do the wrong thing. I said, keep me a good guy and announce him a couple of times on the television, and we try. And we did. We did, and we did good. We sell out, and we kept going. He made money. I did good for myself,
Yeah. Dominic, are wrestlers today lazy? Are guys today lazy?
No, it's not lazy. It's no wrestling. It's a piece of shit on the ring.
Yeah.
Especially if you watch the one of the Vince McMahon now, what they're doing. It's disgusting.
Yes.
When I watch that, I watch for 5 minutes and I push the button, goodbye. I don't want to see that shit.
They're more crazy than lazy. And if you try to do that shit back in the 70s, somebody would take you and beat the shit out of you and say, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, where do you guys locate? Where do you locate?
Well, I'm in New Jersey.
Oh, you're in New Jersey.
I'm 30 minutes from Atlantic City.
Oh, okay.
So if you ever want to come to the casino, let me know. And all
right. And you know Dave Honor, not you?
Yes, sir.
You know Dave, okay? Because he called me.
Of course, absolutely. That's
because I go there sometime. I call him. I call Dave in advance, not with the snow, but
of course,
I like to come up and see you guys.
Absolutely. And my co-host Dan the Man Sebastiano, he's in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And of course, Nikita, he's in the middle of the South Pacific somewhere.
Yeah,
you cover everywhere, huh?
Yes. Hey, Dominic, just let you know, Angelo, that is Phil Zacco's nephew.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell him that.
Yes. You remember Zacco? This is Phil Zacco's nephew, the guy that's doing the show.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. Tell him, man. You're the man.
Yeah. Long time ago, brother.
Long time ago, right?
Yeah.
All
Let
right.
me ask you a question. I have a good question, Matt. You lived fairly close to Bruno. You were outside of Pittsburgh.
Yes, I'm probably about roughly 20 miles.
Okay. So, yeah, in that vicinity, what was it about that area, Dominic? What was it about Pittsburgh that just turned out like crazy, ridiculous talent, like Olympic caliber talent out of the Pittsburgh area? What was it about?
Yes.
Why did these great guys settle there?
I don't know, but there was a few when I come in, when I moved here, was a few there, but Bruno was the king.
Yeah.
When Bruno was in the civic arena, it was sell out with the other guys, and I saw a few of the guys. No, but it was good, the business was okay. But anyway, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Dan, you're a young guy. Talk to Dominic about wrestling from your perspective.
Well, I know you mentioned you're heading out soon, so I guess my final question on that front.
You're the kid.
Absolutely. I'm only 37 to put it in perspective. There's a lot of wrestlers today. Unfortunately, several of them are very mainstream now with some of these fans becoming promoters. Their entire gimmick is making fun of wrestling. Their entire gimmick is showing the fans that wrestling's not real. They do moves that are clearly, everything from using candy as a weapon to wrestling with their hands in their pockets, magic
exposing the
business,
business.
everything. Right. Their entire gimmick is what we're doing is fake. Whereas in your day, and watching a lot of the old tapes, in your day, it always looked like a fight. It may not have been. Exactly. I mean, obviously the injuries were surprisingly less than you'd expect, given as tough as you guys were. But it always looked like a fight. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on the fact that there's entire sections of business
when you
today.
Go on that time. When you go in the ring, they call wrestling. You do wrestle. You don't go dance there. Okay.
Exactly.
Besides that, in 1964 or 63 was the Olympic, and the Olympic was, I will say, was in Australia, but not. I'm wrong. Because I was wrestle amateur, and I go for the Olympic, and I won. Because the Olympic was in Sydney, Australia, but you have to pay your own things, and I was making $1.25 an hour. And when I won that thing, I said to the guy who was teaching me, he said, "Well, there's no sponsor." I said, "Well, I'm not going to go. I got no money." I didn't go. But then later, when everything else is finished, and I started working hard, good, and then I go in Australia. And to be in Australia for 1 year, you have to be pretty good. And I was.
Amen.
And I tell you that, and then I quit. I'm not better than anybody else. I respect the business, but when I go in the ring, I wrestle, I work. I'm not going to stay on the knee. And that's why I did go so far. And that's why I've been all over the world.
We should also tell people that Dominic DeNucci is one of the most humble champions we've ever had on the show. I should tell everyone that, Dominic, you won You were in Australia in 1964, and
Yes.
on November the 7th, you defeated Killer Kowalski for
Right.
the IWA World Heavyweight Championship in
Yes.
Melbourne.
Yes. Yes.
You
And
dropped
Walter, I hope he rests in peace.
Yes.
Walter was a good man, a big man. And believe
Yeah.
me, when he kicked you, you can feel.
I had the chance to know Killer Kowalski a little
Yeah.
bit, and he was a gentleman. He was an incredibly smart man,
Yes,
a very
yes.
devout guy, and a complete lifelong health food advocate.
Yep, yep.
And that man was just remarkable. His stamina was crazy ridiculous. But you won that title from Killer Kowalski. You dropped it to Ray Stevens.
Right,
And
yes.
you continued feuding with Killer Kowalski. For
Yep.
the third time, you defeated Kowalski, and for 111 days,
Yes.
you held that title before losing it to Professor
yep.
Toru Tanaka in Sydney.
Yeah, Tanaka. Yeah. I told him in the dressing room. I said to you, because he was a little fat. I said, "Listen, fat boy, you take care of that. You take care of that thing." What?
That's
Oh, okay.
funny.
I'm
And
gonna
then
take him. Yeah, 30.
after Tanaka took the belt, then you and Bruno teamed against Tanaka and his partner at
Right,
the time. And God, I'm trying to remember. I'm wanting to say
That's Arakawa.
like Arakawa, maybe.
Yeah. Mitsu.
Yes, Arakawa. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because at my age, the brain cells are starting to diminish a little.
That was the odd job, and from the James Bond.
That's right. Odd jobs. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Nikki.
Yes.
Thank you. Dominic, I'm going to give it back to Nikita for a few minutes, and then we'll throw it back over to Dan, and we'll say goodnight to you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nick.
One second. I'm taking some medicine.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. Take your time. Sure.
You take them out. I'm going to talk about you. You know, back when we looked at wrestling as real, we see Dominic DeNucci, no matter who he wrestled, like you say, the Valiant brothers, when they were hot. You put Dominic with Chief, you put him with Victor Rivera. Man, you're going to see great match. That's it. You don't have to worry. But I love that one robe. You used to wear that long red robe. It had DD, the two initials on it. And when you was with DINO Bravo, you wore it more than any time because Dino had the long green robe. Oh, Dominic, that looked beautiful. You still have that robe?
Yep.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
Are you serious? Can I buy it from you?
Oh.
No.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Dominic,
man.
you was humble. You was always good to the people. You know, you would always say, acknowledge, although sign the autographs. Always a good man. Always a good match.
Absolutely.
So God bless you. Live many, many more healthy and happy years, my friend.
Oh, I hope so. I'll try the best.
Salute to that.
Yes, salute.
Okay, though.
Dan the man, you up?
Okay.
Are
Yes, sir.
you done?
What was that?
I'm done, Dominic. I'm done. Yes.
You know,
Go ahead,
because, one time, that's a fact, okay? When I started wrestle, I was in Toronto and for Frank, and then in Montreal, and my father, he find out, and he came in from Italy, was four or six guys together, a friend, they've been in the army together and everything.
Yeah.
And my dad, God rest his soul, my dad said to me, after we finished, and we were in a hotel, and they having a drink at the bar, and when I came in, he said, "Come on, have a glass of beer." I said, I said, I don't drink beer. And my dad said to me, he said, well, you were drinking you were drinking wine a little bit, a little glass. I said, yes. And that time I was not in my situation. No alcohol in my body go. And they were looking at me, I thought I was a nut. He said, well, just one. I said, no. I say no, he said no. I said, okay. You know, but I got that man was, we came in with 7 men, and they said one day, that night, he said, I don't know where you come from. I said, what do you mean, where I come from? I come from where you come from. I know, but he said, you were always doing things. Matter of fact, when the war was in 1941, the American was in our house in the farm, and they were playing in the farm. They were playing like baseball, and and I was young, and they said, go pick up a bottle of white, Dominic. Okay, I said, red or white? Or I said, both.
Best way to have it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, as you said, you're like I said earlier, you were getting ready to go. I'm curious. I mentioned earlier being 37, but a lot of my experience from the times and my interest in wrestling history came from the tapes. Watching the old, Baltimore area and Maryland, we had a lot of, obviously for parts of New Jersey and Philly, we had a lot of the old WWF tapes. And I'm curious, it's just my curiosity as a fan. One of the groups I loved watching was a team called the Mongols. You and Bruno wrestled them on occasion, even winning the title from them.
The Mongol,
yeah. Or I think it was. I'm curious if you have any stories about those guys, because I used to love watching the tapes with them.
Look, one was very big, if you remember. Mm-hmm. And the other one was a little small, but he was dependent on the other guy. They were okay, because I don't say, I was much better than them. No, they were working hard too. But sometimes they were screwing up. So, I know. But we got with me and Bruno. I don't know if they were afraid of Bruno, because Bruno, and nobody could beat him. Bruno in New York, he bench pressed 600 pounds.
Yeah.
And when we were staying in the hotel, and we were 4 guys. Tony Parise was there, and Bruno said, when I blink my eyes, if I can't push him, you help me, put your one hand. And Tony was on one side, I was on the other side. When he dropped that weight on the top of his chest, he said, if I can't do it, you're going to see it. Just give me a little help. And he dropped that thing in his chest. He didn't need no help. He pushed that son of a bitch right up. I mean, and me and the other guy, Tony Parise, I said, oh my God! I said, he's not a man. He's a friggin' horse. Yeah.
Yeah, and Bruno was doing 600-pound bench presses with no straps, with no elbow support, with no joint support.
That's right. Yes.
Up. And no steroids, by the way, gentlemen.
No shit.
No steroids.
Yeah.
Well, Dominic, I would love to continue all night, but I know that it's getting to be past my bedtime soon. So, and these guys are going to...
You go sleep at 9 o'clock?
I'm telling you, these guys, they tuck me in at 9 o'clock. If I don't go willingly, they force my ass. I'm telling you.
Okay. But listen, sometime I hope I'll see you guys sometime.
Oh, absolutely. I tell you what. While I got you here, I would love to extend an invitation for you to come back and join us again.
Okay.
Wonderful. Absolutely.
Not in a couple of days now.
I can do that.
Huh?
We can
I
do a
said
couple
not in a
days.
couple of days. I have to give him a little more time because tomorrow I got something I have to do.
I'll give you a week or two. We're good.
Okay. All right.
Dominic, thank you so much. The
Okay.
legendary, iconic Dominic DeNucci. This one's for the books, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dominic. God bless you, and thank you for all your years of entertainment and great wrestling action. And I
Thank
mean,
you very
thank
much,
you.
sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks.
You're quite welcome, sir.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
God bless you. Bye-bye. Wow. I got chills.
Very, very good, Ann. Very good.
I got goosebumps on that. Nikki, I'll tell you what, brother.
Hope I'm,
You know,
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
you're,
that's,
you know, the
that's
fact,
remarkable. That is, and I tell you what, 89 years old. I'm gonna think about something. He's 89 years old. He's sharp as a tack.
right?
Yeah.
Sharp
Not just-
and still has
And he
crazy
not just
sense
that,
of humor.
before he got on the line with us, he said he just finished doing 10 hours of yard work.
Yeah. Is that nuts?
You know?
No, that's a wrestler. That's a real wrestler. Won't give up.
Old
always
school,
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nikki, those were the kind of guys you couldn't kill. That's why they lasted into their 70s and 80s.
Right.
These guys, look at the lifespan of a wrestler
Mm-hmm.
today.
Right.
The lifespan of a wrestler's career, on average, is 4 years. That 4.
Yep.
Okay,
Gotcha.
4 years.
Yeah.
We're talking to a guy who spent 7 decades,
Yeah. Well, just
7 consecutive decades.
just look at
Wrestling.
the current product. They talk about guys that have been in the business 10, 12 years as the elder statesman, like there's some seasoned veteran that's been
Exactly.
around the world 100 times.
Oh
You know,
my God!
Back in the
please.
day, somebody been in 10 years was still carrying the kid carrying everybody's bags.
Yeah, I'm telling you about it. We had a guy, Bruce Swayze, was on the show. Beautiful Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that's almost 80 years old. He might be over 80. 80, 81, something like that. But the point is, he's not a kid.
Right.
No.
He's talking about a match he had with Dominic 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, think about that. And they can remember.
Well, and that's what you were saying earlier. He's talking about 50, 60 years ago,
Yeah.
where he was, him and Bruno calling spots in the 1960s.
Hello.
50, 60 years ago, he remembers spots. I couldn't tell you what I had
Yeah.
for breakfast a week ago.
Nikki, let's talk about that. We've had this conversation on the show before, but it seems to be like a recurring theme, Nikita, is
Yes.
that this theme of bringing back the basics and teaching skill and work ethic and pride and what was the believability, like Dan said earlier. It was believable.
Right.
Look at these guys today. What are they? They're killing what's all. They're putting the final nail in the coffin of what is already a dying art form.
Well, they are
Wrestling
led.
used to be.
They are led, obviously, by the check writer. So they're going to do what they're told to do because they don't know what else to do. Today, like Dominic and like Bruce said, you had to be lucky to get opportunity to even have a shot.
Yeah,
To have a shot, okay?
sure.
Today, you spend your money, they go to goofy school, they teach you some bullshit, and then, okay, hopefully you have a look. Whether that look, like they did that one guy, he was a real tall guy, they put a suit on him. He didn't even have a build. What kind of cartoon is that shit? But he got over, so there was like,
Baron Corbin.
push him. Yeah, push him. So it's like, But, you know, people like Dominic and Bruno and Nikolai, they cringed. It's like, my God. This Ken Patera.
Well, you know, Nikki, the old rule of thumb back in the day was, and you guys don't understand this, the old rule of thumb used to be, if he can't work or he's not skilled enough, give him a gimmick. That used to be the rule of thumb. If you can't work, give him a gimmick. Baron Corbin is a 6'6", 6'7". He's a big guy, tall guy. Yeah. He doesn't have a particularly good look.
Right.
So they threw a suit on him for a while. Then they tried the what was it, Dan? The black clothes. Then they made him King Corbin or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
The point is, you see the trend here is gimmick after gimmick, hoping something will stick.
Right.
Nikolai used to have a beautiful saying, and he told it to Vince Jr. before he left one time. He said, you know what, Vince? Bullshit can get you to the top, but it cannot keep you there. Always remember that. And it's like, yeah, I said, Nikolai, it is a good saying, and it makes good sense. Because people, like, we were fans, Ange, in those days. That's why I wrote When It Was Real, because to us it was real, and you weren't going to get away with bullshit. Exactly. If you tried to do too much bullshit, they put you in a couple of opening bouts, give you a $20 payday, and kick you in your ass and get out.
Yeah.
The real guys. Yeah. And the another rule was, if you really couldn't do it in the ring or outside of the ring, you weren't going to do that bullshit in the ring. You had to be a real deal, like a Bob Backlund or a Bruno or a Sheik. I mean, and like a Nikolai and Patera, they had the strength of gorillas. You know, it's like,
oh my God,
Ken Patera or Nikolai in the ring with Bruno, you're believing you're seeing the two strongest men on earth in the ring, and that's it.
Right.
Well, I got news for you, Nikki. You believed it because it was like, 90% shoot.
Yes.
Let's be honest about it. If Bruno, and we talked about this before, if Bruno wanted to hurt you, he could. If Nikolai wanted to hurt you, he could.
Yeah. Well, you also the guys back then never did anything that insulted the intelligence of the fans. There was an incident over the weekend, AEW's pay-per-view. Matt Hardy cracked his head pretty bad, and then they stopped the match and then restarted it. But the thing was, you realized that he took a spear off the top of a cherry picker through a table, and then but that wasn't supposed to be the finish. They were going to get up and then do this later spot.
Because it wasn't. Right. They didn't plan it out. It was poor planning.
Exactly. But you also have I mean. I talk about it before. You got, a spear top power bomb through a flaming table is a setup to the next move. You have these moments where even the biggest wrestling fans go, wait a minute, how's he kicking out of that? That's ridiculous.
Well, it's what you and I discussed before, Dan, on the previous show. I said, what are they going to do now? Set themselves on fire?
Right. Exactly. The more crazy shit you do that doesn't work or isn't the finish, the less and less believable the matches become.
Let's and Nikita, I'm sure you're familiar with this by now, and you got to blame the guy, and you got to blame his father. This a young wrestler in somewhere down south, Alabama, I believe. No surprise. Does a swanton off the second balcony of a shopping mall.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me, Dan, if I'm making this shit up.
No, you're right.
I'm not making this up.
Oh, I saw that. I did see that.
His father was the promoter. Now, what kind of intellect do you have to tell your kid that it's okay to do this? And God forbid if he drops dead because he misses a spot, or he hits the ropes and gets slingshotted somewhere where he's not supposed to. How do you as a father live with that?
And I'm going to tell you, coming from the world of film as well, when they do that, because I'm very good friends with a stunt coordinator named Dave Boucher, and I worked with him on sets, that's not easy to hit that mark. And you're right. You could very easily, you hit the rope, you hit your head, whatever.
Exactly, Nikki.
Nightmare. And guess what? People think it's a bunch of shit. They don't care. So why take the risk?
They're so cavalier, and Dan and I had this conversation. They're so cavalier. It's like if somebody does a quadruple gainer off the top rope, does a split, springs up and does a handstand, and then does whatever the hell the next series of crazy moves is, people now look at that and go, oh, well, that was okay, but they missed this, and they already they want to critique something they know nothing about.
Right.
We had this conversation,
and
because it's the point. Yeah, and the point is that there's nothing you can do is spectacular enough.
No.
That's
and I get
the point.
People trying to tell me all the time, oh, well, you know, they hit each other with the table, they do this, but it's all gimmick. I say, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. These crazy bastards are killing each other out there. Years ago, they didn't have to, and we believed it, but today they laugh at it and think it's bullshit. So it's like, it really...
And Jim Cornette said something, and I know, we're all fans of JC. Jim said, I love the simplicity of this statement. He says, we used to wrestle for marks, and they believed what we did was real. Now they know it's all bullshit. The marks are in the business, and they're killing themselves for real.
Yep.
And for a lot less money now than they ever made previously. Do you realize that? That these guys, unless you've got a television deal, unless you're one of Vince's TV guys, you ain't making shit. I got news for you. You're not making any money unless you've got that contract money. Because they're wrestling for downside guarantees of as low as $40,000. Okay? You could go to Walmart and make $40,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not shitting you.
Right.
I only had one in 24 years of promoting. I only had one guy, Nicky, that got past me. And he said he was trained, and he said what happened was he had somebody lie for him. I found this out after the fact. Gets up onto the top rope, jumps off. These three guys that were supposed to catch him gave him a receipt for bad work. He jumps off. You know what they did? They walked away. He comes off, dislocates his shoulder on a guardrail, and they left him there. They left him there. Why? Because they were showing him something. They're teaching him something.
Yeah.
You're in our world.
Yep.
You're going to put our lives at risk and our health at risk. Guess what? There's your receipt.
Yeah.
And you know what? I supported them on it. And I supported them on it.
Paid for in full.
Paid in full. Well, what's going on with the world of Nikita Brezhnikov? What's going on with you, brother?
I'm hoping we're going to start to see daylight again very soon.
Yeah, we're working on it.
I mean, shit. It looks like there's a little opening. Things are starting to happen, so that's good. And we'll see out here. We got the fire all around us, California.
Yeah.
Hey,
it
it
was
was
West Coast, right?
a couple of days. You were smelling it, and then I brought up a good point. I called my mechanic. I said, hey, should I drive around in this? And he's like, you know what? Probably not. You got the air filter, but that's probably not a good idea. Keep your driving limited. And, of course, don't go outside and breathe that, because when it's in your lungs, they equated it, like being outside for a couple of hours, to like smoking, I don't know, 2,000 packs of cigarettes. It's like, what
shit.
the hell? This is crazy shit, man. It was visible. That's how bad it was. It was that visible.
And those wildfires, are they under control now, Nikita?
They're getting there. They're starting to finally get them under control. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, because you're right there. You're in the next door neighbor, California, right?
I was catching it, and Oregon too was coming up the coast. Because we had a lot of winds here. Then all of a sudden, no winds. Son of a bitch, for like a week. It's like now we could use the damn wind, but we weren't getting it. So
yeah,
hopefully we're going to be seeing everything going out of here by Friday. That'd be nice.
Well, looks like here in New Jersey, things are starting to open up. Waiting for the governor to decide whether churches are a essential service or not. Apparently, You can go to the liquor store, but you can't go to church, and that's causing some problems with the Supreme Court here. The governor of, by the way, the governor of Pennsylvania was just ruled by the Supreme Court that he overstepped his gubernatorial authority. So I think the governor of New Jersey's next. And Andrew Cuomo better get a grip too. Yeah, we got some issues, real serious problems here in the tri-state area.
Yeah, but I'm not going to worry about it.
I'm hoping we get the doors open because I'm not done yet. I can't reveal too much, but I'm looking to come back to the world of wrestling. So it's like, but we got to have an opportunity to be out there.
Yeah.
Right now,
well, it doesn't look like anything here in New Jersey till mid 2021. That's what they're saying. So, yeah. I had a conversation with my physician who gave me kind of a heads up on info he got, which is they're looking at another 2 years with the mask and probably another 8-9 months before they start to relax the restrictions in New Jersey. Wow. So it's going to be a while. We're going to hunker down for the long haul.
What about the shots? Any word on that?
2021, they should have enough vaccine to hit everybody in the world at least twice if need be. But keep in mind they are RFID chips, so people may not want to take them. Dan's laughing because he knows what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, man. That's a whole other show right there.
Well, we're going to have that show. I'm actually booking it now. We're going to
now, wait a minute. The wife knows. What do you say? Mark of the Beast. Mark of the Beast.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Hey, you read that Revelation, book of Revelation, and there.
You know what? I had this conversation with a previous guest, and I'm not concerned about it because if you read the book, always read the end of the book first. Because guess what? The good guys win. We win.
Yes.
But you got to get.
One day you and I will be talking on the show and you'll say, we'll both be gone. Dan won't be there. We'll all be gone and be like, what the hell happened? It's like, see you. We're someplace else. We have our own show. We're going to be with Nikolai and Bruno and Chief and everybody else.
Amen, brother. What's going on in the world of Dan the Man? What's happening with our Twitter, all of our streaming stuff? You keeping tabs on that shit? Because
I mean, obviously, those watching, we're on YouTube, our Twitter, Wrestling Future, no G. We're recently added Instagram. About a month ago now? That's
at Wrestling with the Future on Instagram.
Yep.
There's little video clips. There's photos. There's a guest list. I think there's an upcoming schedule of guests. And if it's not, it will be up tonight. But there's a shitload of stuff up there.
And our social media presence expands. Actually, the day you posted something about it just the other day, within the 24 hours after our Stephen Plim episode, we had almost 20. By the next afternoon, we had something like 20 new applicants to the Facebook page.
Crazy.
I mean, Stephen Plim brought a good crowd with him. So
between Stephen Plim and Vince Russo, and shout out, by the way, to Vince Russo for plugging us not once, twice, or 3 times, but 5 times already.
There you go.
We got 5 honorable mentions on the Vince Russo podcast, and you can't buy that advertising. You can't. Right. Speaking of advertising, Dan, I got a very, very nice compliment from our friends at Manscaped. They love the new commercial spot, and Nikita. If you haven't seen the new commercial, I'm going to send you a link for it. Okay. You are going to pop huge, brother.
Okay.
Your wife is going to like it especially.
Okay. Sounds good.
A bunch of sexy beasts in this shit.
Oh, my God.
Dan's laughing. Shut up, Daniel. Don't tip the hat. Literally. It's a good one.
All right.
Speaking of our sponsor, Daniel, let's have a word from Manscaped.
Okay. Obviously, you guys know our sponsor is manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com. We're a leading supplier and producer of man trimming products. It's funny, all the pictures behind you there, you got some pretty hairy boys. And that's the best thing you can do with your Manscaped is take care of your own hairy boys. They've got the Lawnmower 3.0 is their new top of the line product. You can use promo code WrestlingFuture for 20% off your purchase. That's a pretty generous discount from our friends at manscaped.com. They also have the various packs, including the odorizers and sprays. Everything comes in a leather hair carrying case. They're currently doing a discount on shipping. So it's manscaped.com, promo code WrestlingFuture. Manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you.
There you go. Right underneath Dominic DeNucci's pictures.
There you go.
Balls will thank you.
There you go. Son of a bitch.
Dominic is a walking advertisement for Manscaped, by the way.
There you go.
And then so too were the wrestlers back. And that's another thing. You don't see hairy wrestlers anymore. These guys are all clean shaven and you know, damn. These guys
Steele, Furbo. Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my Furbo was a friggin' hairball, brother.
Yes.
But he could work. He was a character who could work. Oh, right. I miss the old characters.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, Nikita, we're going to do a special show. I'm going to have you on. We're going to do a show about acting and how it ties into wrestling. And Dan, we've got I think we're going to have a new host for Cut a Promo. Because I haven't heard from Jason. I wish Jason well. I don't know what he's doing or whether he's coming back or not. So I'm going to assume that he's not coming back and look for another host for Cut a Promo. So unless you tell me different, I'll hold off on my search.
Fair enough.
In the meantime, for Nikita Brezhnikov, our friend Nikki.
Yes, sir.
For Dan the Man Sebastiano, the Happy Haberdasher.
Yes, sir.
I'm Angelo DeCipio. For Dominic DeNucci, thank you again, Dominic. We love you. You're the best. And we're going to have him back. Happy wrestling, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.